You invested your business, worked hard, put everything into it, and then it failed. The world says this was your mistake. If I tell you that your biggest financial loss can also be the biggest financial gift of your life, will you believe it? Today, we will understand that perspective of the Quran, which does not see loss as just a loss. Today, we will learn to see financial loss from a completely different angle. So then get ready for a Quranic perspective that can forever change the way you see your losses, failures, and setbacks.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of Allah, my dear friends. Have you ever put all your hard work, your time, your savings, your dreams into something, and then watched everything fall apart right before your eyes? What is the very first thought that comes to your heart in that moment? Maybe I am the one who is a failure. Maybe my fate is just bad. What was the point of all that hard work? In psychology, there is a technique in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, called cognitive reframing, meaning to see the same event from a new perspective. The world says, the business failed, you failed. CBT says, no, this is a lesson. But friends, the Quran takes this even further. The Quran says this is not just a lesson. It is possible that this is a new direction for your life from Allah. Think about it. What if the very thing whose loss you are crying over today is actually saving you from some bigger trouble tomorrow? What if the door whose closing broke you, Allah is actually preparing an even better door to open for you? When we begin to see financial loss through the lens of the Quran, loss does not remain just a loss. It becomes a divine redirection. The heart travels from despair toward hope. And this very perspective also changes the neural pathways of our brain. This is what neuroscience calls neuroplasticity. Allah Almighty says, وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. And it may be that you dislike a thing while it is good for you. Surah Al-Baqarah. Today, we will learn how financial loss can be seen not just as a financial event, but as Allah's wisdom, guidance, and the beginning of a new journey.
Think about it. Is wealth only what is visible in a bank account? If that were the case, then the richest people in the world would be the happiest and most content. But the reality we all see, many people have less, yet there is peace in their hearts. And many people have everything, yet there is restlessness inside. We think in mathematics. Out of 100 rupees, if 20 go, then 80 remain. End of story. But in Allah's world, there is another mathematics, the mathematics of Barakah. Barakah is that divine blessing which works beyond numbers. Sometimes even a little wealth becomes so sufficient that you cannot understand how. And sometimes even a lot of wealth falls short. Perhaps you too have seen such people. One home where income is not much, but there is blessing in everything. If guests arrive, the food does not run short. Illnesses come less. Relationships are strong. At night, people sleep peacefully. And then there are some homes where money is beyond count. But there is no peace. Constant tension, arguments, health problems, and restlessness. From the outside, everything looks perfect. But inside, there remains an emptiness. Friends, the absence of barakah is a poverty that does not show up in a bank statement. And the presence of barakah is a wealth that cannot be measured in numbers at all. That is why the goal of a believer is not just to accumulate more money. He also asks Allah for barakah in that wealth. Because when Allah grants barakah, even a little becomes a lot. And when barakah is lifted, even a lot starts to feel less. Allah Almighty says, وَلَوْ أَنَّ أَهْلَ الْقُرَّى آمَنُوا وَاتَّقَوْا لَفَتَحْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ بَرَكَاتٍ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And if the people of the towns had believed and had the fear of Allah, we would certainly have opened for them blessings from the sky and the earth. Surah Al-Araf 7:96. This verse reminds us that true success is not just in income increasing, but in that barakah coming from Allah, which illuminates every part of life. When barakah comes, not only does provision increase, peace increases, health increases, love increases, and the heart comes even closer to Allah.
Now the question is this. If barakah does not come from numbers, but from Allah's blessing, then how can it be increased? The Quran and Sunnah teach us certain deeds that do not just increase income, but create barakah within that income. First, giving sadaqah. The mathematics of the world says if you gave, it decreased. But Allah's mathematics says if you gave, barakah increased. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, wealth does not decrease due to sadaqah. When you give in the way of Allah despite hardship, you are actually declaring your trust in Allah. And often that very faith opens new doors from where a person would have never even imagined. Second, halal rizq. Sometimes even more money does not give peace, and sometimes even less money feels sufficient. The difference is not of quantity, it is of barakah. Haram wealth may fill the account, but it empties the heart. Halal earnings, even if less, carry Allah's mercy within them. Third, waking up early in the morning. In today's world, people stay awake at nights and waste their mornings. But the Prophet ﷺ made this dua, "O Allah, place barakah for my ummah in the early morning hours." Think about it. The time in which Allah's Messenger ﷺ prayed for barakah.
Messenger ﷺ prayed for barakah. How easily we spend that time sleeping. Allah Almighty says, "Qul inna Rabbi yabsutu rizqa liman yasha and yaqdir." Say that my Lord expands provision for whom He wills and restricts it for whom He wills. Surah Saba 34-36. Meaning the real power is not in the market, economy, or salary. It is in the hands of the Lord of all the worlds. When sadaqah, halal earnings, and trust in Allah all come together at once, then not just provision is received, barakah descends within that provision. One question. Do you look more at what is not there, or at what Allah has already given? Research shows that when a person regularly practices gratitude, the dopamine pathways of their brain become stronger. The mind starts to notice opportunities, solutions, and blessings more. This is called neuroplasticity. Whatever you focus on, the brain learns to search for that very thing. Allah declared this reality centuries ago. La in shakartum la azidennakum. If you are grateful, I will surely give you more. Surah Ibrahim 14 verse 7. Gratitude is not just a means of receiving more, but it is also a means of feeling barakah in what has already been received. Gratitude first does not change the circumstances, it changes the vision of a person. And when the vision changes, life also feels changed. Now, a small exercise that can slowly change your thinking. Tomorrow morning, as soon as you wake up, do not pick up your phone. Just take out 2 minutes and write 3 things for which you are grateful to Allah, especially with reference to provision and the blessings of this world. For example, today there is food available in the house. There is the facility of electricity and water. Health is fine, and I am able to work. These things may seem small, but millions of people in the world are still deprived of these blessings today. When you start counting blessings daily, then slowly the mind starts to shift away from shortcomings and begins to focus on Allah's gifts. And the amazing thing is that just 21 days of consistent practice can bring a noticeable change in your perspective. Gratitude before bringing new blessings into life teaches you to appreciate the existing blessings. Financial loss should not be considered a personal failure. It is often a divine redirection from Allah. The mathematics of barakah is different from the mathematics of the world. A little halal earning is far better and more blessed than a lot of haram earning. And gratitude is not just an act of worship, but it is also a powerful neuroplasticity tool that rewires your brain to see opportunities, solutions, and blessings. Inshallah, in the next and last lecture of this series, we will learn Tranquility Protocol, the permanent path to peace. If you liked this video, then do like, share, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps in taking this message to more people. Jazakallahu khairan.